Welcome to Model Horse Tack School. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to do the breeching, or as I call it, it depends on the Skijoring setup that we have here. And the reason why I call it depends, well, you'll see. Okay, now I'm going to take a strap that's like hip, half hip to half hip. Okay, and that was the 1/8 inch ribbon, and then I've got 4 pieces. They're about 1.5 inches long. And we're going to pretend that we split that 8-inch lace, right? Or ribbon, because we can't really split it. So I'm gluing 2 of these 4 pieces at the end. So now I have a breeching that's got 2 straps coming off of it on either side. Go ahead and let that thing aside to dry. Once it's dry, we're going to take a 10-inch jump ring, slip it through the jump ring, slip that under the crooper, and then with the ring underneath and the ribbon on the top or the lace on the top, you have your connection. So that is why the crooper is what holds your breeching in place, right like that. All right, now we've got the poles. We're going to go ahead and put those through the shaft loops. And this is where we're going to decide the length. So you need to make sure that the skis in front of the rider do not get in the way of the rear of the hooves. So I decided to keep all of it, keep the whole length. So I pushed that up to level with the chest of the model. And it looked like it was the right length. So no problem there. Now I got to figure out how am I going to use those breeching straps to attach to the poles. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my trace through the I was fighting this ribbon, does not like to stay. It's very slippery. The girth kept undoing. Okay, so through the traces through the shaft loops. And now we're going to put on the shafts, because this would be the correct way to do it. Got to keep those traces secure, because you don't want them to end up anywhere around the horse's legs. And that's all we're doing. Come on, come on. There we go. All right, so I was thinking about how do I do this. I don't need breeching around the back of the legs. There's no backing up, right? I just need the breeching that's over the top of the hips to hold the poles up. That's really all it is. So it might not be even considered breeching. It could be just considered those trace holders. We'll just call it a 2-prong trace holder, because it's not really breeching. I don't have the strap around the back of the legs. All right, so I'm going to put... I said once I figured out how long those were going to be, I was going to put a loop on it. And then how am I going to attach those? Most likely it's just going to be straps. So they're about 2.5, 3 inches long. Always better to cut them too long than too short. So I went ahead and did 4 of those, and I'm going to make 4 buckle straps. Okay. And I'm just using I've already cleaned these buckles, and there we go. Got them made. And this is the 16th inch ribbon. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and make sure that all my ends have that, point to them, so they don't look weird with the flat. It would never be flat. All right, so we're going to do a shaft wrap. We talked about shaft wrap. And here's why it depends, okay? So I don't need breeching around the back on this one here, but I do need something over the back of the model to hold up those shafts. So we're going to use shaft wrap. And that's to take those buckles, add them to what's there, and then we're going to wrap. Okay, the wrap is, what I've seen is you go around, it should be twice. You go around the shaft one direction, and then go on the other side of the strap coming off of your harness, wrap it around, and then you buckle it to the same buckle. Okay. So one side than the other side. It's so hard to see here. This was not comfortable, actually. It's like, I'm used to things laying flat, and here it's like not. Okay, so I went around the outside and then did it around the inside so that it's on either side of that strap coming off the model. And here I am struggling to buckle because, oh, you do a lot of buckling with strap work. So, anyways, got to do that 4 times. Isn't that exciting? Because it isn't. Does not make for riveting television. I could tell you a joke, but I'm not really good at telling jokes. So it's basically the same thing on this side. I do one on each side that helps to put the poles so the poles weren't slogging all over the place. Get them to stay put. And same thing. We're going to go up and then to the outside, around, and then between between the straps. Now, quite frankly, I didn't have to do 2. I could have just done 1. They actually had straps on the cord that was going back to the Skijoring vehicle. So this is the way I decided to do it. So it depends. It depends upon how you want to do it in this case. So there we go. We got all 4 of them. It's not real even yet. And the saddle kept moving around because of the ribbon. But anyways, you can kind of see where I'm going here. And as I'm pulling on stuff, and trying to get everything, it's a world of wonder here. But now what I noticed is there's an issue with the rig riding upwards, with its weight. So now I know why that odd strap, remember that strap that went under the horse's belly? And I went, oh, look at that strap right there. Well, this is why. It helps to hold the shaft straight. And so I'm going to add a strap with a buckle that's just going to go right behind the girth around the belly. And doesn't take up a lot of weight, but it just helps to balance those shafts. So now I'm getting a couple of jump rings. I believe I used 6mm. 5 probably would have been fine, but the 6s fit on the ribbon best. And so now I need to, it could be anywhere along there. I'm going to do another shaft wrap basically, but I'm going to have these rings to hold it. And I'll need to put one on either side. So if I was setting up for a live show, I don't think I would show those ends, the shaft wrap ends. Okay, so one side at a time. So now I'm going to flip it over, try and get it where I want it, and then I figure I'll have to put the keeper on later. But it's probably too long. Anyways, because I'm going to have to take the whole thing apart in order to put a keeper on. Or I could have done it right here, but I was in a hurry because I'm almost done. We're almost done. The bridle's easy. This has been the chore right here. And I have another one on the bridle, another video. But yeah, there we go. Got to make sure it goes all the way under. And found out this was a very important strap. Not normal on every harness, but on this harness, it's necessary to help hold those poles in place because the vehicle, quote unquote vehicle, does not have wheels to help balance it. So this strap became obvious once I was messing around with it, going, oh, that's why they have that, because it keeps pulling the breast collar up. Keeps pulling it up, and that's got to be uncomfortable for the animal. You want to keep it straight. So because it doesn't weigh much, all we needed was one balancing strap right in the middle of the animal. Yes, here I am struggling. because I don't want to actually glue the. You don't want to glue the hames or the pole to the strap. So I'll have to come back later and finish up the keeper on that. But just see how it's right in the middle. And once I pull it tight, you'll see how it helps to pull the pole downward. And, I might have to explain it in the documentation. I might not, but just say that this was an extra strap required to hold the shaft up so it wasn't pulling the breast collar into the air. But there you go. Do another ring over here. Sped this up. I'm not sure how much I have to show. Beginners will probably want to see all of it. And then experienced people will probably go, okay, I know how to put a jump ring on a strap or on a ribbon. I was just playing around with how far apart do I want to make those. And like I said, you could have done just a series of those holding it in place, but you definitely needed that strap underneath to keep the poles basically straight. All right, so last thing we're going to do is we need 2 buckle straps for our traces. And I'm using the 1/16 inch and just some utility buckles. We all know how that works. So buckles made, let them dry. Make sure you treat the ends so you can not have them raveling on you while you're in the middle of a show. All right. Now we're going to start doing the very last, which is getting the trace attached in the back. Now, there's a lot of things I could have done differently, and you can look at pictures and figure out what you want to do. I'm just basically going through the loop and then wrapping the strap around, trying to get it tight. And it's way easier when you don't have a horse's body in the way. There you go. And then I'll just tuck that into the strap, try and keep it in place. I should do that with the others, but I'll wait, like I said, till it's time to go to a show, and then I'll just be meticulous on that. One more time, through the buckle, or through the loop, the jump ring, the 6mm jump ring, around the pole, at least once. Really should be twice, but I'm showing 2 straps, so that should be good. And then pull it tight. And then kind of hide the end inside like that. So there you go. We have now connected the harness to the vehicle and found out what we needed to do to make that work. So yeah, I'll be playing with this for a while. There's so many moving parts. You want to keep it straight. You want to. It's a little tight to the model, so I should have made probably the fabric should have been a little bit wider. Probably a do-over next time. Make sure it's wider, but that's pretty much your Skijoring. Thanks for spending time with me today. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, and have a good day.